As you can tell from the title, I'm basically pregnant. I'm gonna be a cat mom. Basically, to give you some context, this is not the first time that I will have cats around. My mom rescued a few cats, and it was so funny because we were always dog people, but once she rescued one cat, then we just kept having more. But it is completely different having your mom be responsible for the cats versus you. Like now I'm a grown up. I have my own space. I have to be the one to budget, which is something that I didn't care about when I was living with her. I'm originally from Brazil and I moved to the US 4 years ago. It took me some time to even be able to have my own space. And then also I got married to someone that is really not into cats or any pets at all. But after we talked and compromised, she finally is okay with me having a cat. But I'm starting to film this early so I can make sure that I can show you all of the steps that you have to follow before actually getting a cat. I am someone who usually needs to feel prepared. Having side quests or little projects are what keep me going. I was severely depressed for most of last year and I really just started recovering early February. We are now in August. And so it's very exciting to be excited again. I know that getting a cat can seem like a very dumb, easy project, but I don't think it is. And I think life is made up of these little side quests. And I love having stuff that I'm excited about to the point of researching everything. I don't think something necessarily needs to be huge to be considered a project, you know? That's my little side project right now. I want to get a cat. My wife, though, is not really into cats. She has a few cons that she brought up that I'm going to try to solve. Like, she hates the smell of litter boxes. Like, a lot of people don't clean the litter boxes regularly, and she has smelled that before. And honestly, yeah, it's gonna stink. Both of us work most of the day. I work 10-hour days, and definitely if I have a cat, there will be poop sitting there, and that's not gonna smell good. And we're very particular about how our home smells, and so I need a solution for that. Another thing that she hates is hair, cat hair. And she was saying it's gonna get on everything. I just don't want my stuff to have lots of hair all the time. And that's honestly a hard fix. Like there's gonna be hair. Like it's just gonna happen. But how can I minimize it? Like how can I make it better? So I need to think about that. Another thing that she was worried about was getting our couch all scratched up and other furniture. And that's another thing that I'll have to solve. And so I have this mission of making things easier for her and just, the whole thing that comes with having a cat. My apartment right now is not ready to have any pets at all. Like I don't have anything, so I need to get into that. And the main thing is I need to know how much this is gonna cost me. So that's what I've been working on. Currently, I'm at the process of waiting for the landlord's final approval. I did get in touch with my property manager and it seems like we need just the final okay from the owner, which she thinks will be fine. I'm starting to prepare as if they had already said yes, honestly. I'm planning to go to a shelter in 3 days. I don't have a specific cat in mind that I think I'm gonna get. I did look at some of the animals at some shelters online, but I really want to go to a shelter and just see how I feel, honestly, and I'll make the decision there. My town has an auction that has a bunch of stuff from like Amazon and other stores. Like when people return stuff, they take them and you can buy them for super cheap. So this afternoon I'm gonna pick up some of the cat stuff that I bought over there and I'm gonna show you all that I got and how much money I spent on those things. I will also go to a pet store in person just to get some extra things. The first step of this whole thing is making sure that my apartment is prepared to receive cats. So let's go take care of that. I don't think I realized how cat unfriendly my home is. Like all of that is breakable. Any cats would love to jump on this, of course. I wouldn't care if this broke, but this is the sand of the beach that me and my wife got married, so no. Then when I was looking at my kitchen, this is where we put our vegetables in. And obviously it's not safe for cats or for us to have those vegetables out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll just have my veggies in the fridge from now on. The only plant I've managed to keep alive for so long is actually toxic for cats. I'm not willing to part with it just yet. I will just have to find a place that cats will absolutely not be able to reach. I thought I should share with you guys some of the requirements that I gave myself before deciding to have a cat. And just to be clear, that's what I needed to feel ready. It doesn't mean that anybody else has to follow the same rules. The first thing was that I was very stable financially, because that stable income would allow me to get a good pet insurance, which of course would give me peace of mind. The second thing was living in a slightly bigger apartment, because where I used to live before, I mean, at first I lived in a room, and then when I got married, we lived in the studio for a while, and that was just not the space that I wanted to have a cat in. And now that we are in a slightly bigger apartment, I think it's decent. Another thing that also helped me feel more ready was the fact that my mom is moving into my town. I know she would be able to cat sit for me if I needed to go on a trip or something like that. And along with my mom, I feel like I now have friends that I actually trust, that I would happily pay to watch my cats if something were to happen that I needed to be away. The fourth thing was that I had more time. At this very moment, I am only out of the house for a long period of time, 3 days in a week. And for the other 4 days, I'm home. That because I feel like when you're too busy and out of the house a lot, it can be really bad for the cat emotionally. And also the cat might start spraying, and I don't want pee on my couch or anything like that. So that was a big one for me. Let's go to PetSmart now. The TJ Maxx being right on the side is giving. I'm gonna go there next. So I'm thinking I'll get a collar, just put an ear tag on them, just in case the worst happens and I lose them somewhere. I would just get like really small ones, because I think that I'm gonna get a kitten. Of course, all could happen, and I could go there and fall in love with another cat, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh my god, I think I'll need to get more stuff at the auction, just because I didn't realize how expensive some of those things are. Like a cat bed is $40. I really, really want one of those fun beds, but I'm not paying $40 right now, not today. I'm gonna show you guys the stuff that I got. There's more stuff coming in tomorrow. When I was at PetSmart, I was looking at online prices at the same time, and I just noticed that some things are so much more affordable to get online than at a pet store. Unfortunately, I spent like $100 at PetSmart, which wasn't in my plans, but it is what it is. I think it's just the beginning, because I have nothing for cats. Like I said, my apartment is not prepared at all. This is all part of making it prepared. I'll show you how it will look like once I install it. But it was just $5 at the auction, which, I mean, is amazing. I still have to set it up and do all that. This cost me $30. This is an automatic food disposal thingy from Pet Liberal. This is like $100 originally, so I paid $30, which is great. They had a cat fountain over there as well, but I was just distracted and I ended up not bidding, and it was sold to someone else. So I'll just get one online. I will try to schedule meal times and all that stuff. I was very excited to have one of these. I think I'm like getting everything that I wish I had when me and my mom had cats growing up, but my mom just couldn't afford it at all. And so, like, I'm getting all the cool stuff, Like, you don't need any of that, but I want them. I want it. I'll set this up later. Okay. What else did I get? I got also for $5 a pet carrier for when I go to the shelter, right? I have to be prepared or know how to open this, so I'll do it off camera later. I think I paid like $2 at the auction for this. I'm gonna brush the cat's hair every day as a promise to my wife. So at PetSmart, I got this toy right here. I got a little pack of kitten food. I don't know if they will like this one yet, so it's gonna be a trial. I got a bunch of wet food, you guys. I got like wet food from different brands with like different flavors. It's crazy. I went crazy with that. I plan on trying all different wet foods until I notice that the cat prefers a brand over the other, and I'll just repurchase whatever they like. And also, I got like a silicone lid Yeah, can cover. For when I don't use the whole thing, I can just put this on and throw it on the fridge, which is great. I bought this to put some treats in. How cute is that? Like, I just couldn't leave it behind. It's so cute. I got two colors. I couldn't decide which one I liked the most. And I got a bunch of different treats. A party mix and dental treats. Gotta make sure their teeth are staying healthy, right? That is it for today. I'll just spend the rest of the day trying to make the apartment as pet friendly as possible. And then tomorrow I'm gonna get the rest of the stuff that I need. And then in 2 days, I get to go to the shelter and pick a cat. I'm so excited. Today is finally the day. It feels kind of illegal that I have to live a normal morning because the shelter only opens at 12. And so I'll go to the gym, I'll run to a pet store just to get some final things, and I'll be at the door of that shelter at noon. I'm very excited. I have no idea which pet I'm gonna get exactly. I don't know the gender, I don't know anything. I'll just get there and kind of see how I feel with all of the cats and go from there. Fingers crossed I can bring a pet home today. I'm already gonna make sure that I'm bringing this. I'll have this in my car. Okay, suddenly I don't feel prepared at all. The cat scratch furniture protector arrived yesterday. I didn't put it up yet. And also their cat tree just arrived and I didn't build it. But I mean, as long as they have food and litter, they should be fine, right? Whoever it is that I get. It was just like I thought it would be. When I was visiting the rooms, this cutest kitten just sat on my lap. And even when I moved it away, it would just crawl back into my lap. There were so many cute cats. I wish I was rich and had a big house so I could get many of them, but it's still not the case. So this cute kitten that I fell in love with is bonded with her sister, and so the shelter wouldn't allow anybody to adopt her without her sister because, you know, bonded pairs, when they're separated, they can get really depressed. And so I ended up making the decision to just take them both. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. This is Luna. And this is Ollie. Yeah. I am beat. I was just setting up their cat tree, between like setting up the water fountain, their food. I didn't even have lunch until now and it's almost 5 p.m. But they're making themselves right at home. I'm very happy with the shelter that I picked. It's a pet sanctuary and I got all of their medical records, and they're only 3 months old, but they've been vaccinated. They've been tested for a lot of stuff. They are already microchipped and spayed, so that definitely saves a lot of money. Adopting them costs like $200, but I would spend much more if I had to pay for these procedures myself. So I'm very happy about that. There's no way you guys are not hungry at all. She's eating some. I bought this when I didn't even have pets, and I'm so glad I did, because the kitty that was eating wet food just threw up right after. I don't know how concerned I should be, but I just cleaned off their vomit off the carpet. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm not gonna try to push them to have food anymore. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. It is the second day in the morning. They did not make any noise at all during nighttime. They're not eating, drinking water. Yay. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that I was gonna be vlogging a lot more in these first 24 hours. But honestly, I'm still a little worried about one of the kittens. Luna right here made herself right at home. She's eating quite well. She's drinking lots of water. She's playing around. You know, she's being super great, a superstar. However, her sister, Ollie, which is the most cuddly cat ever, she threw up twice already. She also had some diarrhea, which made me really worried. I don't want her to dehydrate or anything like that. And so I've been a little stressed and trying to find ways that I can help her adjust better. But everybody told me that it's quite common for kittens to have those reactions to a new environment, and that it might not be anything serious. It's just that she's still adjusting. Today she only ate a little bit of wet food, and then even when I offered some more, she didn't want it. I offered her treats and she also didn't want them. And so I'm just hoping that she's just feeling a little shy, or that her stomach is just a little upset, and that can be fixed. I got her some probiotics that I'm gonna try to give her tonight and hope that this will be better very soon. This is such a cute little thing. Look at that. Also, I should mention that insurance is very important. I did lots and lots and lots of research on insurance, and I ended up going with Physicians Mutual. They're new in the pet insurance world, but they've been doing other type of insurance for a while now. And a lot of the pet insurance companies were bought out during COVID by private equity, and they all raised everybody's premiums. They dropped people. They are refusing claims. I did not want to have to worry at all. A huge advantage for me is that they have the unlimited option, and so I'm only paying $87 a month for both of them. So it's 40 something for each, which I think it's a steal, honestly, because it's like unlimited coverage. They cover 100%, and my deductible is only $250. I definitely encourage everybody to get on Reddit and do their research and not look at those websites that kind of give you a summary, or even ChatGPT, because that's where they get the information from usually. I will say that I was stuck between Physicians Mutual and Trupanion for a long time. They're both golden. I only ended up going with Physicians Mutual because they cover exam and visit fees as well, and Trupanion didn't cover that. I think it's just very important that you get insurance as soon as you get your cat. The sooner the better. Most pet insurances will decline any type of coverage for pre-existing conditions. They're very, very serious about that stuff. They will nitpick every medical record. If there's anything that makes them think that the current problem that your pet is having is related to a pre-existing condition, they're not gonna cover anything. You don't want to ever be in a position where something bad happens to your cat, or they seem sick and you have to worry about being out of thousands of dollars. Because if they ever need surgery, that's gonna be around $10K, and I know most people don't have that money sitting around. If you just want to have peace of mind and make sure that your pet is gonna have access to the best care if they ever need it, please, I urge you guys to get pet insurance. I truly cannot believe that it's already been a week since I adopted Luna and Ollie. This house would literally not be the same without them. Ollie's first 2 days, she was having diarrhea. She refused to eat, and she did vomit at least twice, I think. So I was like super worried about her. She was way quieter, but now she's like totally normal. She's eating way more than Luna is. She's playing around all day. The one thing though about having kittens is that sometimes they don't know how to clean themselves up very well after they use the litter box. Luna very rarely has that problem. She's usually pretty clean, but I did have that problem with Ollie. So now every time that she poops or pees, I have to wipe her down, and I did have to actually wash her at least twice because she stepped on her boob. She like literally smashed the boob and jumped out of the box, just carrying poop around with her. But other than that, the experience has been amazing. I'm really, really glad that I did get a bonded pair. They do keep each other company. They play together all the time. And then when I'm out of the house, I'm not like super worried about them because I know they're keeping each other company. They do not make a beep during the night. They sleep together. They don't get lonely. When my mom had kittens before, they used to meow all night long at the door because they wanted to be let in. We're not having the problem. They're just sleeping peacefully. Another thing that we have been very lucky with is that they don't shed a lot of hair. And so I've been brushing them pretty frequently. Luna loves it. Ollie doesn't like it as much, but barely any hair comes out. I did get lint rollers for furniture just in case they were leaving hair everywhere, but thankfully that is not a concern right now. When it comes to scratching, I did put some furniture protection, which is basically double-sided tape on the couch just to avoid scratching, and it has been working pretty well so far. I did get a cat tree that they don't really care that much about. Our friends did give us a cat tunnel though, and that they're using a lot more. So hopefully with time they will use the cat tree more. Every time I'm getting home, both of them are sitting in the hammock that I put by the window, which is lovely. I'm so glad they're using it. When it comes to the litter box and the concern that it will be stinky or something like that, I actually did end up splurging on a litter robot. I will say they're very pricey. They're like $700, but honestly, I don't smell a thing, and they got used to it pretty quickly. They were using it from day one, and then I just threw the other box away. I was super excited that I got them a cat couch, but they don't care about it. They don't use that at all. I will still keep it around though, because maybe someday. If you're thinking about getting cats, I definitely recommend getting a bonded pair because they will really keep each other entertained. If you get kittens, you should be aware that you might have to help them clean themselves up until they actually learn how to groom properly. I ran some math and it looks like I will spend about $250 each month just to pay for their basic stuff. Most of it goes to pet insurance, which I think is a great investment if you're getting a young cat. About $100 for pet rent, which is crazy. They don't work. Why are they paying rent? And then the rest of the money is just litter costs, food, and all of that. So yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. And if you're thinking about getting a cat, I hope you do. It's amazing.